Every HRAI demo shows the same three things: sourcing, screening, scheduling. Nobody shows the step that actually kills your offer velocity. Reference checks. If you're a recruiter or a founder hiring right now, you already know the pain. Candidate says yes. Hiring manager says yes. And then the offer sits for 4 days waiting on 3 humans to reply to email. Most tutorials skip this because it's not glamorous. It's just email chasing. I built a 9-node n8n agent that cut reference chase from 4.2 days to 19 hours, at 8 cents per candidate. I'm Lazar. I ship these systems for recruiting agencies weekly. Let me show you the exact workflow. So first, let me show you why this is the real bottleneck. Because if I don't convince you of that, the rest of the video is just a tool demo. I pulled 30 days of hiring data from a 4-person recruiting agency client. Time from verbal offer to signed offer, broken down by stage. Sourcing. To first interview, 6 days. First interview to final, 4 days. Final interview to verbal offer, 1 day. Verbal offer to signed offer, 5.1 days. And when I dug into that 5.1 days, 4.2 of it was reference checks. 4 full business days where the deal is basically closed, the candidate is emotionally at the finish line, and everyone is just waiting on 3 humans to reply to an email that says, "Hey, can you tell me about working with Sarah?" In that window, 11% of candidates take a counteroffer or ghost. That's not a screening problem. That's a chasing problem. And it's the one part of the pipeline that every HRAI product on the market ignores because chasing isn't sexy. Sourcing has dashboards. Screening has scorecards. Reference checks have a Google Doc with 3 email templates and a sales rep saying, "Please reply." Okay, so here's what we're building. 9 nodes in 8n. I'll walk it top to bottom. Node 1 is an airtable trigger. When a candidate's status flips to reference check, the workflow fires. The record has the candidate name, the role, the hiring manager, and 3 reference contacts with name, email, and relationship. That's the only input. Node 2 is a set node that builds a per-reference payload. I split the single candidate record into 3 parallel items, 1 per reference. This is important because n8n's item-based execution means the next 3 nodes run in parallel, not serial. Each reference gets its own email thread, its own follow-up timer, its own reply parser. Node 3 is Gmail send. The prompt is short, 2 paragraphs, plain text, sent from the recruiter's actual Gmail using OAuth, not a Norply address. The subject line is, "Quick reference for candidate, 4 questions." The 4 questions are hard-coded, not generated. Would you rehire them? What did they own, end to end? Where did they struggle? And would you describe them as a self-starter or someone who needs structure? 4 questions, not 15. This matters because reply rate on a 4-question email is roughly triple a 15-question email. I tested both. Node 4 is the follow-up cadence, and this is the one everyone gets wrong. Most people set it to 24 hours, 24 hours, 24 hours. That burns the reference relationship. These are senior people doing you a favor. If you email them 3 times in 3 days, they will reply. But they will remember. I set it to 24, 48, 72. So the first nudge goes out 1 day later, the second 2 days after that, the third 3 days after that. Total window is 6 days maximum. But 78% of references reply inside the first 2 touches. The nudge itself is 1 sentence. "Hey, just floating this back up in case it got buried." Same thread, same subject line, so Gmail keeps it threaded. No new context, no apology, no please. Node 5 is the Gmail trigger watching for replies on those threads. When a reply lands, n8n grabs the body, strips the quoted history, and passes just the fresh text to Node 6. Node 6 is Claude via the Anthropic API. This is where the extraction happens. The prompt takes the raw reply, which is usually 2 sentences typed on a phone at a stoplight, and forces it into structured JSON. Fields are rehire, unsk yes, dos, no, ownership, unsk score 1 to 5. Struggle unsk are free text, work unsk style 1 of 4 values, and overall sentiment green, yellow, or red. The system prompt has one line that saved me weeks. If the reply is fewer than 20 words, do not infer. Mark fields as insufficient and flag the reference as needs us follow-up. Because references reply from mobile with things like great guy, hire him. That's not a green light. That's insufficient data. If I let the model guess, it always guessed green. And then the hiring manager got a false confident summary. Node 7 collects the 3 parallel results back into one item using a merge node in wait mode. It waits for all 3 references to either reply or hit the 6-day timeout. Node 8 is a second Claude call that takes the 3 structured JSONs and writes a single hiring manager summary. 3 paragraphs. Overall recommendation: consistent themes across all 3 references and specific concerns to probe if they exist. It runs at temperature point 2, so the same inputs give the same summary. This is the artifact the hiring manager actually reads, and it lands in a Telegram channel that the recruiter and the hiring manager both sit in. 30 seconds to read, decision made, offer goes out. Node 9 writes everything back to Airtable. Timestamps, structured scores, raw replies, and the final summary. So there's a paper trail if the hire goes sideways in 6 months and someone asks, what did the references actually say? Now let me show you the failure modes, because I hit all of them. First one, out of office loops. Reference is on vacation. Gmail sends the auto reply. The reply trigger fires. Claude tries to extract data from I'm out until Monday, marks it insufficient, and the follow-up cadence resets. I fixed it with a regex filter on Node 5 that drops any reply containing out of office, automatic reply, or vacation before it hits Claude. Costs 0, catches 100%. Second one, references replying to the wrong thread. Someone hits reply all on the nudge instead of the original. n8n was creating a new candidate record. The full n8n JSON export, the Claude extraction prompt, and the Airtable schema are on bizflowai.io. Grab them, swap in your own base ID and Gmail n8n, and it runs. If you'd rather have this wired directly into your ATS instead of standalone Airtable, that's what we do at the agency. Book a free 30-minute discovery call at bizflowai.io. And we'll scope it. And if you want the next breakdown of the hiring stack, nobody automates. Hit subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss it.